Welcome back. This is episode 165 of the NYYST podcast. I'm your host, Christian, as always, joined by my co-host, Chris.
Yo.
And I can't even get through it. Stat Guy Rob.
What up? Why is this so fucking funny to you?
Maybe
Not wearing my glasses.
Distraction.
Not wearing my glasses today.
I'm sorry. I can't even get through the opening of the show today. The looming specter of Chris getting hit.
And you know what my fucking asshole father said to me? I just dropped my kids out there. I didn't even say hello to him. And he comes out in the driveway and he goes, I hope Ryan gets you square in the fucking face. That's what he said to me.
So you want to do the open again?
No.
The main event, punch or haircut. Nice.
So this is it. Ryan's got about an hour to pull the trigger
This is the
here.
penultimate.
No, this is the ultimate. You want to extend it another week?
No, I just want to trick Ryan.
I was wrong about that. I said something with Breaking Bad last week.
Ozymandias was the third to last.
Yeah, Granite State was the.
But Ozymandias was the best episode.
So, like we said, Ryan's got about an hour here to pull the trigger, or he's getting a haircut. So,
I'd actually rather him pull a trigger, I think.
A lot of fans doubting Stat Guy Ryan.
A lot of fans want to see me get punched.
I think it's about 50-50 that people think Ryan's going to puss out on this. And
Ryan was over last night, and I had my 2-year-old son, soon to be 3, go up to him and go, please don't punch my daddy in the face.
Did you really make Jack do that?
Yeah, I did.
And I said, it's been a long time coming, Jack.
And then Jack came running up to me and told me, it's been a long time coming. So.
Well, there's many different ways we could take the show today. Number one, the Yankees pitchers and catchers will report on the 12th. Today is the 9th. So a few more days here. Garrett Cole was already seen throwing a bullpen in some Yankees gear, so that was cool.
That's what champions do.
He's got to shave the beard though. The beard's got.
Oh, he didn't shave yet?
No, he hasn't reported. He doesn't have to shave yet.
That's bullshit. He should have shaved for the presser.
Didn't he?
He did.
He did. So he grew back. Is he trying to be rebellious?
He's like 2 months ago.
Technically he's not working right now, so he doesn't have to abide by the team's rules.
I don't know how we're going to get through this show.
I mean, do you just want...
Would I be able to play for the Yankees?
No, your hair's way too long. Way too long.
What's the rule for hair? Back? Like I can't cover where your name would be?
Can't go past the shoulders.
They wouldn't let me keep these locks?
No, your locks would have to go.
No. You'd have to cut them.
So we got pitchers and catchers reporting in a few days, which is... and I heard somebody say this the other day, and it triggered me because I don't agree with it. That pitchers and catchers reporting is the most unimportant thing in. I forget how they put it. Like everybody gets so excited for pitchers and catchers to report, but what does it really mean? And it's like the guy was trying to make it sound like it was like a pointless day that we shouldn't care about. But
it's the best fucking day.
But
it's the best holiday.
But yeah, if you really think about it, what's happening, guys, you're going to have your pitching staff and your catchers trickling in throughout the course of the day. Maybe a few guys will throw bullpens. Nothing really major is happening other than the fact that the baseball season is now starting. You have something to look forward to.
It's just a marker. It's a marker.
Yeah,
it's an important day.
Don't try to downplay it as something that's not important because, especially if you're a fan of one of the 29 teams that didn't win the World Series, and you're a fan of maybe one of the 7 or 8 teams that have a realistic chance of winning a World Series.
A what chance?
A realistic chance.
Okay.
You want to get
realistic?
Do you know what that word is? Do I have to explain that word to you also?
Very weird.
Like there's a realistic chance.
Was this person a baseball fan?
Now,
fuck you, man.
He was on. It was on. I heard it on the Fan, so I don't remember who actually said it.
At 12:17, Ryan texted us a boxing glove.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't really get excited for it. The only thing I get excited for is with pitchers and catchers comes spring training, and with spring training comes real regular season baseball.
It's a marker.
Like you said, it's a marker, Chris.
It's an emotional marker.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, what am I going to do? Sit there and watch the pitchers and catchers having a catch.
No, but now you get to look. You know, you're going to get reports of how guys look. You can see some pictures of guys throwing bullpens. It's something.
Gary Sanchez looking cute.
Sometimes I guess it's because when I was young.
Sorry, Chris.
From when I was young, I just picture the Yankees in like a line, like a single file line, reporting, like saying, "I'm here," and then like checking them off and getting a bag and like going.
That's actually what happened.
Yeah,
Is it really what happens?
There probably is a check-in. You check
Like
in,
that's how I picture this day.
your name.
Name? Are you Mr. Cole?
Cole,
Are you Mr. Cole? Garrett Cole?
Can we see some identification, please?
That's how I picture the day.
Garrett Cole reporting for duty.
That's how I picture the day. And it's a line, and the guys are pissed. And they're like, gotta fucking wait on this long line. It's like a payback for us on the line.
You know, especially when you live in the Northeast here, it's still cold. You know, it's not going to have nice weather for probably another 6 or 7 weeks.
Didn't even have a winter, but keep going.
I'm going to prolong this until Ryan actually does it. So we could be here all day.
Yeah, that's true. You are in control of this thing.
No, he's not. I have the buttons to stop recording.
Okay.
If you stop the show
then it's
before we're ready to sign off, then
What are you gonna filibuster the show? I'm
gonna hit you with the 1-2.
I'm telling you right now, if you pull the trigger on the show before I'm ready to close it, then the punch on the pot not only extends another 6 weeks, but he gets 2 punches.
Oh boy.
So go ahead, stop the show.
I don't care. I'm a fucking man. I'll fucking take this shit. No problem.
All right. So, as I was saying, you know, you finally, the long winter is starting to come to an end here. You're a baseball fan. You get to see your guys out there, you know, even though it's mostly practice and, you know, PFP and, you know, infield, outfield. It's still fun to see. It's better than just not seeing it, you know. And then in another 2 or 3 weeks, you'll actually have some spring training baseball, which I don't know how much I'll actually watch. I usually like to catch a couple innings, catch starters in there.
It's boring, though. It's boring, let's be honest. It's nice to watch it, but it's boring.
Okay, that's your opinion. You're certainly entitled to it. Can you spell the word opinion?
OP.
No, we're not. We're just going to have a lot of dead silence.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I want to.
OPINION.
I don't know.
Opinion.
Google it. Let's filibuster some more.
Hold on, I'm looking up this.
I can't even
see
think
who the
straight.
Yankees invited to 2020 spring training. Of the group, 14 were signed to minor league contracts, and they have a few guys that aren't on. What the number of players scheduled to report to spring training is 59. So the Yankees are going to have 59.
Do you know what's crazy to me? It
players.
still hasn't hit me that
Hit.
TDO.
You know who I like that the Yankees signed that not a lot of people are talking about is Dan Otero, reliever for the Indians.
Danny Almonte?
He was pretty good with the Indians. He started to fall off a bit, but he could be a decent, you know, if injuries start happening.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we have to talk about that as well. Fucking injuries, right?
But wait, hold on. Can I get my point out?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, can you let him get all his cognitive points out before he's not cognitive anymore?
CTE.
It hasn't it hasn't fully hit me yet that Didi's not a part of this team. Like it hit me today. I saw him in a Phillies uniform, like fully Philly. He was fully Philly. And it hit me.
Yeah,
that he's not
weird.
part of
You're
this
right.
team.
That hasn't hit me really. I haven't really thought about that.
And
yet.
like, is it definite that Glaber's the shortstop? Is that like named? Was that said?
I don't know, Genius. What do you think? Tyler Wade's going to play
No.
shortstop?
I'm just saying, it's illogical, but you know how Cashman likes to make his official announcements or say things like, well, you know, people have to play for the position.
So you don't think that they've announced that he's a starter for this team in 2020, that he has to earn his position?
No.
Okay, so what are we talking
Shortstop. Is he the starting shortstop?
No, I think he's going to play left field this year. He might even sell some popcorn.
He's a second baseman also.
Again, is Tyler Wade playing shortstop? You think that's
It
why
was just a question.
You think that's why they let Didi walk so they can have Tyler Wade play shortstop?
Next,
what?
get into your point.
About
Paxton.
No, why? No, I want you. You brought it up. So did they let Didi Gregorius walk to let Tyler Wade play shortstop?
Who's to say they can't get a shortstop before the season starts?
So now we're going to trade for Francisco Lindor.
Maybe. Maybe.
There have been rumors. Starting to circulate again.
Hey, you know what? I fucking hope it happens. And then I want a public apology.
I'm not giving you a fucking public apology.
Has Cashman come out and said, Torres is our starting shortstop this year. We are not looking to add a shortstop from outside of the organization.
He'll never say that. He will never say he's not looking to add anything. His company line is, if you ever paid attention to the guy in the 20 years that he's been here, he always says, well, you will always be on the lookout to improve the team in any way possible. He'll never say, no, I'm not looking for a shortstop. I never would look for a shortstop. Because
unplug your microphone.
Because if Francisco Lindor came to him on a silver platter, he's not going to say, oh, I'm not looking for a shortstop right now, guys. Nah. I don't think they're looking. This is something that we should probably touch on before we get into James Paxton, because I just saw his name pop up on here. I think we can confidently say that the Yankees are not going to acquire Nolan Arenado.
Okay.
I think that Francisco Lindor, while still a long shot, is probably more realistic than Nolan Arenado.
Why?
Because I just don't think that the Yankees are going to trade for Nolan Arenado.
But could Nolan Arenado be more of a Giancarlo Stanton situation where it could be a player showing he's not happy with how the organization has handled him, and does that leave him more susceptible?
Yeah, I don't feel any type of sorry for Nolan Arenado.
Me neither. I agree with that.
You took the money.
Don't sign the contract then.
Come on, bro.
What exactly happened? Didn't all this happen after the money was taken, though?
All after, because apparently he feels lied to, that they said they were going to compete and build and try to.
Oh, stop it!
And after
that's not for you to decide to be open about. You took the money and that's it. You can only be the best version of you.
And they probably did sell him bill of goods. Yeah, stay here. We'll give you $200. What do you get? $248 million.
Yeah, well, that's part of signing a contract, is knowing who the fuck you're signing with. That's like marrying a woman who you don't even know that well.
Arenado said, "There's a lot of disrespect from people that I don't want to be a part of." You can quote that. Ooh, he pulled from Brett Gardner there. You can quote me on that.
Well, I think it's a little bit different considering that he had probably been in the organization at least 10 years.
Yeah. You ask what I thought of Jeff's quotes. Who's this Jeff guy? Jeff, the GM's quotes, and I say I don't care what people say around there. There's a lot of disrespect.
So what do you get? He got 8 and 260. Is that what his contract was? I think I just saw it on there.
It was on there.
You wanted the $260 million, and you really thought Colorado was gonna have the financial wherewithal to build a winner after giving you $260 million?
Yeah.
I mean, that's on you, dude.
It's on you, bro. I don't feel bad for him.
Now he wants out after 1 year. You know what? He should have tested free agency. He would have been a free agent this year. And we saw how much money guys were getting in this offseason. But he panicked.
Good offseason.
He panicked because of, like, a lot of the previous offseason, guys weren't getting paid.
Was this one of your favorite offseasons ever? Just in totality. Like everything that happened, not just the guy signing, but the scandals.
I mean, as a Yankee fan, you have to say this was the best offseason since 2009 at least.
I don't think the scandals are fun in any way.
No, but it was just something new every week. Remember the first offseason we had doing this show? How difficult it was? And how much easier they've gotten? Even through the years of no one signing. Is this our fourth offseason?
17, 18, 19.
20.
No, 2017 offseason, 2018 offseason, 2019 offseason. We didn't do the 2020 offseason yet because they haven't played the season yet.
A goo.
Arenado's not a free agent until 2027.
So, good luck, bro.
Player opt out after 2021, though.
So, you know what? Suck it up for the next 2 years then if you're really unhappy. Dude, you're getting paid $70 million over the next 2 years to play baseball. I'm sure I could find happiness in that. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for guys that take the money and then bitch and complain that they're not on winners. Don't take the money then. It's not everybody's going to find himself in a situation where Garrett Cole, like, he gets his money and gets to play for a winner. Not everybody gets.
Listen, that's part of the whole package. I mean, Mike Trout signing in L.A. is, has half of us sitting here saying, why would he want to commit to that team? They've done nothing to be better since he's been there. And yeah, they're trying.
I mean,
now.
they've tried certain things. Not like they don't put money into the team.
I'm
which
just saying.
I can respect to.
I'm just saying though, Mike Trout would never come out now and say, "I can't believe they're not trying to build a winner around me." This was your decision. That's part of the loyalty. Don't go out and start fucking complaining after. Oh, they paid me so much money and now I'm mad.
I don't think that he's mad that they paid him money. That he's mad because he feels lied to about the construction of the team.
Oh, too bad. I actually don't want him to be a Yankee anymore.
You panicked, correct? I would feel that he panicked, signed this contract because he didn't want to go into free agency.
Right.
And if he would have,
I don't blame him in that.
Is he a better player than Anthony Rendon?
Absolutely.
And what did Rendon get? 240. Rendon got around 240.
Rendon got way too much money. Too much money. Great player.
He got let's see here.
245. So he got 8 and 260, and Rendon got 7 for 245, which is actually more per year. More per year. So
that's crazy.
No opt out in this one.
You don't think that I would honestly,
dude? Arenado could have gotten way more.
No, I think he would have gotten comparable to what Rendon got, 7 for 245.
I think he's a better player than Rendon.
And Rendon might have not gotten as much, not being Rendon. He wouldn't have been the best third baseman on the market.
Hey, listen, how many third basemen?
Yeah, but look at this. Well, it's only a year difference. So 29. Arenado's 28 now.
Rendon's a shortstop, though, right?
Rendon's 30.
He's a third baseman.
Is he third? How many third basemen are out there like Rendon and Arenado anymore? How many?
They're probably
5-tool guys. Not many.
I don't know. You want to put Matt Chapman on that list?
No, because Chapman's not as elite offensively as those guys. Defensively, he's probably the best defensive third baseman in baseball.
Look up Matt Chapman's offensive numbers.
And Machado, defensively.
Yeah, you forget about Machado.
Where did Machado play last year?
Well, yeah, now he's back at shortstop, right?
What am I looking for him? For Chapman, his offensive numbers?
Okay, you want to say he's not as... Yeah, what did he hit last year?
249.
Yeah, it's not even close.
But he's got good power numbers.
No, yeah, but he's not even close in that way.
No, not in the... overall.
It's funny, if you really think about the whole Machado thing, wasn't the rumor that he would bitch and complain that he wanted to be a shortstop for the Yankees if he came here? Now that wouldn't be far from reality if they did end up getting him.
He's not needed.
He's not. I'm glad they didn't.
I don't think he's a winning.
I'm just saying you would have gotten his wish.
He's just one of those guys that he's not a winning player to me.
He's a winning player for Manny Machado.
He's a great player, but I just don't see him as a winning player. Like
I agree with that. Now, can we get to Paxton?
Why, you want to find out who his doctor is?
I just want to know what the fuck is going on.
He's hurt.
Tell me. How? How did this happen? When did it happen? When did they decide that it couldn't wait, or it could wait and then it couldn't? Give me the timeline.
No, I don't really feel like it. You should have done your research.
No, I don't like to do research on this stuff. I like to be told.
For who?
Because I like to react. Paxton. Wasn't this something, correct me if I'm wrong,
him last year,
that they decided at the beginning of this offseason they weren't going to do anything about it?
That's not true. That is absolutely not true.
Okay, so tell me the truth.
See, you come on here, you say shit like that, it makes you sound ignorant. You know that it's not like they just sat there and decided to do nothing about it when you were already told once by me, and hopefully you read something about it, that this affected him during the postseason. That's why he didn't start Game 1 in the ALCS, because he was recovering from one of the injections that he had. Correct?
Okay.
Yes, it's reported that it was an issue that's been bothering him since last season.
Okay, so Yankees get eliminated.
Go ahead and say something stupid.
No, I'm going to ask you. Yankees get eliminated. Game 6. Home run. Altuve. Broken hearts. From then till now.
Because, genius, okay, he was still on the conservative approach. There was no way that he could have gone...
I'm just got to say something. Because... Oh! Pop! Punch on a pod! Boom! Fucking asshole. asshole.
No haircut.
I'm very dizzy right now.
You're welcome. Because this whole time I was going to do it with an actual boxing glove. But then I thought of an idea 2 weeks ago to look for an oversized boxing glove. Did I get you? Did it feel anything?
My whole head shook.
Yeah.
You have
And it actually scared me.
Did it look cool?
I didn't see it because I was making sure you had the room to do it.
Did you know it was coming?
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
Is that why you kept looking over there?
My head.
No, because he's a lot more fucking fidgety than he is normally, and I'm getting nervous.
It's funny because
I wanted to keep turning my chair to get the visual to make this look normal. Me going like this because I wanted to do a spinning roundhouse punch. You okay though?
yeah, it's funny because I always thought I'd see it happen.
I told you, dude, you weren't gonna see it coming.
See, if you would have watched The Sopranos, you would know that Bobby Bacala told Tony Soprano when they were on the boat that you never see it coming.
You never see it coming. Got him. That's a Kevin Millar. Got him.
Done?
Can you continue?
Are you done?
What was I saying?
You were being a fucking dick. That's what you were doing. That's why you got punched at that moment.
That was for All the Way 08, one of our Twitter followers who was doubting me.
I want to go back and watch it so bad.
I like the noise you made. I got you clean, but then I went in again. But
actually, if we talked about the double punch happened.
But no, I didn't know about
what
that.
double punch happened.
Remember the double punch we talked about last night?
All right, there was
my neck hurts.
All right, but you got
I can't turn all the way.
All right, so last night Chris and I went out to dinner with our wives, and Chris was worried that he was going to get a double punch. So I said, as punch on the pod commissioner, that if Ryan went bop bop bop, that Chris could get a punch back.
And I said no. I just want a haircut.
And when I didn't go bop bop bop, I might
You
have
went
done a
bop,
bop.
bop. He went bop, bop.
I went bop bop bop. Like a
But
second
the second bop
very-
was not a full punch.
No,
it was just like, are you okay?
Yeah, it was
Don't
more of like
fucking hit my head.
I was patting you on the head.
He was like, boom, and then he was like,
You were pissed. You were
That's
mad. I
great.
saw it in your
I
face.
wasn't mad.
No,
I think you were.
That's what I said to you. I said, I'm probably not going to hurt you, but I am going to stun you.
You were mad. You were legit mad.
With that boom,
No, I wasn't
pow.
mad.
look
I
in
didn't
your
know
face.
what happened.
I did. I seen the look in your face. You were like,
It's like I blacked out for a minute. And
I'm punched. I'm
Because
punched.
Ryan kept texting me and he kept going, if you honestly thought I was going to punch you in the face, you were right. I am. And so I just kept thinking about it.
You were like, oh, I'm punched.
Oh, that's great.
You were
I got you.
You were definitely shook.
I hope
I
it
still
looked
am
good. I hope
shook.
I look good on my end, though, because I felt weak. And that's why I went in for
No,
that.
you definitely rocked him. You
All right.
rocked. I saw his face. You didn't know where he was for a minute.
I'm gonna slow-mo it.
Perfect
for a
timing
clip.
for that Tyson Fury fight next week, huh? A little
2
prelim.
weeks.
This episode is
Oh,
brought to you
shoot.
by what I was saying was before I was rudely interrupted. This is my problem with the training staff.
Can you go ahead? Can
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you good now? Because I'm gonna.
Let me get this.
We need to like hang that up or something.
No, I'll tell you what. If you come to our event on July 11th, if you're buying tickets to our event, we're giving this away. Stack Guy Rad's going to sign it.
All right, cool.
Okay? This punch on the pod is coming. Fevo, fevo.me/NYYSportstalk. Buy your tickets.
That's great.
All right, listen.
I'm gonna teach.
Here's the
your wife
problem
right
with my fucking head hurts. Like I need to go take Advil.
I'm sorry.
Here's my problem with the training staff. Here we go. Let's be conservative. He's fine. Keep throwing.
now. Hey, dumbass.
And then all of a sudden now he needs fucking surgery.
Hey, stupid. Can I tell you something? Can I be honest with you here? As somebody who has back problems, you never want to go under the knife. You will do anything to avoid getting back surgery. And anybody that has any type of fucking brain in their head will tell you this was the appropriate measure to take. You do not want to go and get
My
cut.
brain has been compromised.
Here, let me read this. This is from Joel Sherman. Paxton first experienced pain toward the end of the 2019 regular season. He got treatment, pitched into the postseason, and seemed fine. But the pain reemerged in the offseason. Paxton tried more treatment, but eventually it was decided that surgery was the better option.
You never want to get back surgery. You never want them to
that's
go and
fair.
screw around with your spine. Do you know I'm doing yoga twice a week to avoid back surgery?
Holy shit. You shouldn't have told me that.
What is this, Warrior One?
Can I please get a video?
No, you cannot.
Warrior
You can
picture of
absolutely
this.
not.
Please.
But really, the
And I'm somebody who said I would never, ever, ever do yoga. But when my doctor told
No,
me
I like yoga.
do yoga or get back surgery, I'm like, yeah, yoga sounds good.
It's nice. It's nice.
What was
do
it,
the
like a would you
P90X.
rather?
Do the P90X yoga. I'll give you the tape if you want.
All right, cool.
I'll play Would You Rather.
It's good. It's good, Christian. You'll like it. I'll
What do
give
you mean,
I'll
would
give it
you
to
rather? Would you rather what?
Surgery or yoga?
You would be the dumbass that would go and have surgery
Probably, yeah. You want to know why?
because you're an idiot.
Because I want to be fixed.
So they're saying,
I don't believe in this bullshit. If your back's been hurting you for a fucking year, get surgery.
so
Don't
bad.
do
So do you
fucking-
think this was just
don't
like
do fucking yoga.
Do you think this
Yo-
was like willy nilly and somebody was like, "Oh well, maybe this will work," but we'd never tried it
Yes,
on anybody
kind of.
before? Do you think they have any medical records?
Hey, you're a major league pitcher. Go fucking do yoga. Maybe your back will feel better. No. Go fucking get surgery.
No,
now. Get
absolutely
surgery
no.
now.
I do not
We're
blame
in
him
2020.
at all for getting back surgery. I don't blame him for not doing it. I don't blame him at all. Not one iota do I blame him for not doing this and trying to find an alternative route to getting his back fixed.
Stupid.
No, it's not stupid. Your opinion is stupid. I'm sorry. Absolutely not, bro. You're wrong in that.
Triggered.
I am triggered. Right now I am because you're
Plus, with surgery, a lot of there's always that risk with surgery.
It
that's
doesn't
not
work.
gonna-
But dude, we're
not only
talking
it won't
about
work,
major league baseball players.
It'll make things worse. So yeah, I'm with Christian. You should want to avoid surgery as
There's
long
one
as you
guy.
can.
There's been
one guy.
WWE wrestlers that had back surgeries and didn't come back to wrestle for 9 years because of
also
it.
fake.
It's not. You're,
No, that's athleticism.
are you
Chris.
serious right now?
Let's not get into that.
No, don't touch me.
It's by Chris.
No, listen. Can I be honest
Because
with you
these
about
surgeries
something
are
now?
not 100%.
There's
sometimes.
one guy. There is one guy so far, I'll knock wood, that has had a major injury, and they've been like, try this alternative, and it's actually worked. There's one guy I can think
Who,
of.
Tom Brady.
No, he's a baseball player. He plays for the Yankees.
Tanaka.
Yes. He's the only guy I can think of. Every single one of them, other than him, needed surgery.
I'm telling you, bro.
This is a fucking starting pitcher for the New York Yankees who was injury prone.
who is faced with
Who is-
back
who-
surgery, or you can have these shots, and we will see if this
And did
works.
they work last year?
Hey, you know what?
Did they work through the year last year? Not really.
I'm telling you, bro, when you're faced with getting cut or taking a few needles,
I don't
you're
blame him for that. I
You're
get
gonna
it.
go and take. You're
I
gonna
get
take the
it.
conservative
I
route.
get it, but why
Especially-
give a conservative route? Why?
Because you don't want to have surgery on your back.
And
You don't want to
also-
do it.
Don't do it, Chris. You also have to think too. He wanted
Oh
to
my!
do. Yeah, it's awesome. Got it from Target. He also wanted, $20. He wanted to try and pitch this full season because he's a free agent after this.
And
season.
what would you have said about that's a great point that you just made. What would you said about him had he had surgery in what? When did it start bothering him? August, September,
Yeah,
and missed the
imagine.
postseason. What would you said about him then?
That's not when you get it. You get it the second the fucking season's over.
What would you have said about him then? If he would have gotten it instead of going this route,
Then
he
he's a
wouldn't have-
fucking idiot.
He wouldn't have been able to pitch through the injury if he didn't go this route. Number one, correct? He would have had to have surgery then,
Okay.
and then he would have missed the postseason. What would you said about him then?
I said the second the season was over.
You make a good point comparing him with Tanaka. That's a good comparison, but it's just if doctors are telling you that there are alternatives to surgery,
My head hurts.
that you can maybe come back without having to get surgery, then you're gonna take it, especially if you want a full season on a contract year.
That's a good point.
But the other report that came out with the Paxton injury is, well, I guess that's why J.A. Happ hasn't been traded.
no,
because
that's
the
like
Yankees.
they knew about it and they didn't find a trade that they liked. So
Right.
it made sense because they knew that this was a possibility that he might miss time. You can put your glasses back on.
Oh yeah.
And there are rumors that Aaron Sanchez is being looked at as possible ad for the Yankees starting pitcher. Throws hard.
Actually, I didn't even think about that.
What?
J-Hap.
But what were we saying last week about J-Hap? That he had to be the fifth starter, and now he's the fourth starter.
Okay, so it's funny that you just said that because when all this came out, the first thing that went through my head,
I don't want some guy with a 6-year right pitching on this team. I'm sorry.
the first thing that went through my head when all
Fred
this
has
happened.
projected 5.23 though.
Can you guys shut the fuck up?
Yeah, sorry.
The first thing that went through my head when all this happened was, well, Hap is no longer our fifth starter, like we said. He's already, the fucking spring training didn't even start yet. And Hap is already not our fifth starter anymore. That's a fucking problem.
Yeah, it's definitely
That's
not,
a problem.
Not a problem.
It's not a problem in a sense of, will they still make the fucking postseason? No. But it's a problem that this team cannot just go into a fucking season being full strength. Being full fucking strength. Give me a full fucking strength team. Now J-Hap, spring training didn't even start. He's not even the fifth starter anymore.
He's concussed.
I might be.
Yeah, that's what's
Your
going
wife
on
is
here.
very concerned right now.
Oh, whatever. She's fine.
Do you think that this the Paxton
She's
has,
postpartum, what? Not even a month, and now she's got to deal with you being concussed?
you think CC's maybe thinking about it?
No, dude, I don't even think he's had surgery yet.
Yeah.
He's still walking around with that sling on his arm.
But he's probably thinking about it, like, man, if I was healthy.
Maybe Andy can give a couple innings.
Be an opener.
Probably better than Jordan Montgomery. I want to save my opinion for until we read the tweet.
Why are you talking shit about Jordan Montgomery?
It's not that I'm talking
was
shit
great
about
when he
Montgomery.
was
So what's
healthy.
so we did
Wasn't great.
For a fifth starter, Chris, he was pretty
Come
damn
on,
great.
bro. In his rookie year,
Come on, dude.
if
Don't
your
sell
fifth
the kid
starter,
short.
your
It's
fifth
New
starter
York-
pitched to a sub-4 ERA.
Oh my
Kid
god,
throws
it's
92
like I
miles
have
per hour.
Jordan Montgomery's cousins surrounding
Like, dude,
me.
the guy pitched to a sub-4 ERA. is-
guys, he was great.
Dude, you're a piece of shit.
Remember on How I Met Your
Just
Mother when they allowed an additional slap on the slap bet because Barney was being a big douchebag?
Oh, you're right. Dude, he pitched with a 3.88 ERA his rookie year.
Come on. As your fifth starter? What do we talk about?
How many
J-Hap?
innings?
What did...
How many innings?
155.
Wow.
we just talked about J-Hap not pitching to a 5 ERA and being okay with it, and you wouldn't take a guy to pitch to a sub-4?
I just don't. I never
Fred's got him.
jumped on the Jordan Montgomery band.
I'm not saying he's an ace, but as your fifth starter...
He's a tough guy to jump on the bandwagon.
I don't
'cause
think
he's not electric.
I don't think. Yeah, exactly. I don't think he's going to be the guy. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be lasagna. I think it's going to be J-Lo. I do.
So I think I was the closest on our Super Bowl prediction because I had the
nope.
Chiefs...
I was.
Wow, what did you have?
We had this. I had 37-21, I think, or 37-20.
But I had the margin of victory was 11 points. I had 38-27.
Okay.
So
Okay, you win. Okay.
I think I'm owed something here.
No.
We should have put a bet on this. How well do you know college football?
Me?
Yeah.
Not that well.
Would you? I always want to do this, but I never.
My
get
head legitimately hurts.
Well, you got punched in the face. So. This is something we can talk about way down the road, but I always want to do this and never get around to it. I want to do a college football bowl pool where whoever wins the most, we could figure it out some way and we can make a bet on it.
Remind us.
Okay.
And I think we should do an NYYST.
Do a March Madness.
I was just going to say that. We should do an NYYST March Madness thing. We should figure out how
With
to...
like our followers and
Yeah,
listeners and
definitely,
shit.
definitely.
I'm down. Here's what we'll do though, because we can like people will have to pay to sign up, but we can't pay out. So you can pay to enter, but the payout will be tickets to like Yankee
Right.
games and
Or
shit.
they can just enter for free and win merch.
Who wants to do that? No. Then we're paying.
So what?
No,
It costs us like $11 to send somebody a T-shirt.
doesn't matter.
Chris,
They're gonna fucking pay, and they're gonna get something better. You wouldn't pay.
Hey,
Hold on. You wouldn't pay $10 to potentially win field level tickets to a game?
You know, potentially I would do a lot of things that a lot of other people wouldn't do. But I just want to put it out to our listeners right now, our loyal listeners, that Chris doesn't think you're worth $11. He doesn't think that you're worth $11.
I'll tell you what. I fucking love our listeners, man.
But you won't put out $11, which is really $5.50 because we would split
now
the
I'm
cost.
Gonna spin it. Now I'm going to spin it
Because
they're worth
now-
more than $11. They're worth more than a fucking $11.
But this is nothing out of their pocket, and they get a chance to win.
Okay, you tell us, DM us, fucking tweet us.
How about this? Because
Fucking
we didn't
comment.
ask for this. So
Would you
5-star
rather-
rating and review on iTunes for our March Madness pool. Would you rather pay in $10
To
for an
win field
opportunity to
level
win
tickets?
Yankee tickets, or free entry for? We'll say we'll come up with a number, a gift
And
certificate for a merch shop.
And here's something I'll say. Because we have a lot of listeners and shit from all over the country that will say they're not joining our contest for like Yankee tickets or something because they don't live in New York.
We'll get an American address.
It doesn't have to be Yankee tickets. It could be tickets to fucking, you want to go to a Padres game? Or the Yankees are playing someone on the West Coast that's a little easier
Or
for
Patrick,
you.
do you want like a Liverpool FC
Right.
T-shirt or something? Or a game?
Right, whoever the fuck you guys
I don't know.
root for.
I don't know. I'm not big on soccer. So and like
Okay.
Man U, is that
Man
a thing?
U,
Is that a
they
thing?
used to be good.
Yeah.
Okay? So it could be any of that. You just let me know. Would you rather win a fucking T-shirt or paying $10 and win tickets?
All right. So James Paxton, right?
Yes.
When you heard the news,
Mm.
did you automatically get depressed about the 2020 season?
I didn't get depressed.
Were you? Did it hamper your excitement in any way?
I don't even want to say it hampered it because I think this team will be more than okay. It's just a matter of what I was kind of just going off about. Why? How? Why is this happening? Why are we going into the season already? They haven't even touched down in fucking Tampa.
All right.
And this has to happen.
Do you feel
It's frustration.
Do you feel better about the situation knowing some more facts about it now?
No.
Well, you should though.
No, I'm frustrated, Christian. I'm not. It's not logical.
What's not logical?
No, my frustration, my feelings aren't logical. They're not rational. I'm being a fan right now. I'm fucking frustrated.
Yeah.
It's not Paxton's fault. It's no one's fault. But I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that we can't just go into the season. Let him get hurt after his first start. Give me a fucking start.
I would rather him have surgery now
No,
than
bro,
in
that's
April.
not my point. That's not my point. My point is I can't even go into a season without injury being a burden already. It's not even spring training.
All right, I understand that.
Do you
because-
understand? That's my
No,
frustration.
because when I read it, I don't remember exactly what I texted you guys, but it wasn't something I'm gonna.
It wasn't something sweet.
It wasn't something that I'm gonna repeat on here either. Yeah, you're like, geez, like why do we have to deal with this again before? But
Right.
as far as not being excited for the guy's gonna miss 3 or 4 months. So if he will say March,
Let's just say
April,
best
May,
case.
June, say he's back by the All-Star break as the back end.
Who cares? He'll be fine.
We'll say All-Star break is the back end of the estimate. Really? You still don't think this team's going to win 100 games or enough to win this division? Come on. There's still more than enough talent on this team.
Look, you want to be real about something?
Yeah, you wanted the team to be at 100% or as close to it as for as much as the season as possible. But if you really thought you were going to get through the entire season without, excuse me, some sort of injury, I think you were fooling yourself.
You want to be real about something? James Paxton didn't exist until after the All-Star break anyway last year.
No, he existed. He had his moments.
Sucked.
He had his moments
He
where he
sucked.
was like, "Oh yeah, there he is."
But we have an ace now. We have potentially 2 aces. Remember, we're getting Severino back. It's not a matter of the real issue. It's just a frustration. If we didn't go through what we went through as fans last year, I probably wouldn't even give a fuck. But after going through a season like that, to start another one with a name like James Paxton on your, because you're so excited about this rotation. You're so excited to see this rotation.
Just this team at full strength. That's what we were anticipating.
And man, we
it
can't
got
even watch a
taken away.
fucking spring training game at full strength. That's what's frustrating.
When did Severino get hurt last year? Was it
Spring training.
It was
yeah, it
probably
was around
before. It
the
might have
same-
entered spring training.
Yeah.
And
So
remember, it was him and Betances was like, we're just going to start him slow. And then start him slow became, okay, he's going to go on the IL.
Yeah, let's just hope there's not.
And it was like, maybe he'll be back by the All-Star break.
He's not plagued by setback after setback, because that happened a lot last season.
So the fifth starter, which you can kind of skate through the first month of the season, first couple of weeks without one. But if he's going to miss months, you're going to have to insert somebody in there. You like Johnny Lasagna in that spot? I would before is that your answer? Yes or no? Because I want to make a counterpoint to it.
I want to see what Johnny's got.
Is that your answer? Yes or no? Final answer.
I just want to follow it up though. I'm not saying he's the permanent solution. I think he should be the guy who gets the first nod.
I don't, because I think if he can ever learn to harness his stuff, I think he's a better reliever.
Okay, maybe.
And I think the Yankees should try to focus in on a little bit more bullpen depth, in all honesty.
Okay, but you need him right now. You need a starter, so why not eliminate him as a starter?
We have Jordan Montgomery.
But why not eliminate Lasagna as a starter?
Jordan Montgomery.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think these guys want to be in relief when they know they can start? Why not eliminate him? If you really want him as a relief pitcher, why not eliminate him? Say, look, dude, it's not working out. You want a spot in this team? We need you in the bullpen.
I don't think he throw. First, it kind of contradicts itself by saying he doesn't throw enough strikes to be a starter, but then you're going to put him in the bullpen. But I think if you eliminate him,
his control's an issue.
His control is a major issue, but he's got disgusting stuff. Okay, we've seen it.
Okay, but what if he's so disgusting that he picks up 10 or 12 games? Wow, I mean, let him eliminate himself. I would rather see Johnny Lasagna. I
think the Yankees should go into spring training telling him that you are going to be in our bullpen, you're going to be a weapon in our bullpen, and that is what we want you to focus in on, giving everything you got, emptying the tank for 4 or 5 outs at a time, not worry about...
So that's it. Just fully eliminate him as a starter yourself.
That's what I would do.
And I don't think that's a bad idea. I love him out of the bullpen. I think he's better out of the bullpen. But not in this situation.
I think if you look at the Yankees bullpen, we've seen them get, and we said a lot of this has to do with Garrett Cole, that you hope that Garrett Cole takes some of the pressure off the bullpen by being able to go 7-8 innings every time out. But also, we've seen how this bullpen was gassed at times last year because of the heavy reliance on it. So now you're bringing back pretty much the same guys. You're dropping Chad Green down because hopefully I'm going to eliminate right now the fact that they're going to use an opener. I really hope that they don't go that route.
Yeah, I agree.
But
they might.
They could go Chad Green into Luis Sessa.
It worked.
They could do that.
It worked last
Ryan,
year.
Would you want them to go that route?
For what?
Go Chad Green into Sessa to take the fifth starter spot?
So what? It would be Green as the 4 opener?
Green would be the opener. Half would be the
Sessa?
4. Which I guess Sessa
I would
be.
try to avoid that just because I value Green in the bullpen for now. But if I would give one of these guys a shot, if it doesn't work out, then
J-Lo
is
I'm
going to Green.
We're not calling him J-Lo.
I'm calling him that. And let me just say this. Don't you want to see Jordan Montgomery prove himself a little bit in the minors before you're just throwing him into shit again?
No, that's what spring training is for.
I'd like to see
No. I'm saying in
spring
actual
training.
games, in not just spring training. I'm talking about
when does the minor league season start?
Fully stretched out and ready. Don't you want to see him make a real start or two? Because remember something, he's a finesse guy. He's not a power pitcher. His mistakes can get pounded.
April 9th.
Whereas J-Lo's mistakes he can overcome them.
He can maybe make 2 or 3 starts in Scranton before he gets called up then.
Okay. So then who's your option?
I
feel like if
bring
the
up the Yankee
Yankees
schedule.
I feel like if the Yankees do one opener, like if they're going to start the year opener, they're going to just keep doing it. They loved it. It was like an addiction for them last year.
Yeah, so they open in Baltimore on the 26th of March. Yep.
So with the days off there, you can finagle that. You may not need a
Then you have a day off on the 3rd of April.
You can probably get through the first 2 weeks of the season, maybe. I don't. Yeah.
You can, but I don't see them going that route.
So you go Cole, Sevy, Tanaka, Happ, Cole, Sevy, Tanaka, Happ, and then you got the day off Cole, Sevy, Tanaka, Happ, and then
The 9th.
the 9th, which is actually opening day for
The Rail
the
Riders.
Rail Riders, is when you would need a fifth starter. So then maybe you leave Montgomery. You don't put him on the roster right away. You leave him down in Tampa and stretch him out. Just throw some sim games.
We'll see. I think a lot of it will play out in spring training. We'll see how maybe one of these guys is going to look electric. Maybe Loizaga looks really good. He could throw 4 or 5 innings.
Why not stretch Sessa out?
Yeah, I was thinking Sessa could be that guy because he probably doesn't have options anymore.
No, he
Didn't
doesn't.
he die?
Yeah, so I mean,
Who is that? No. He's on his way out. And why are you showing me that now? Like, it's the most irrelevant thing.
Sorry, it just popped up.
What were we talking about here?
just this fifth starter role. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be
If Montgomery
Sessa?
looks like shit and needs time,
Right.
then yeah. I
See,
mean,
so whose job is it to lose right now? Would it be
I
Montgomery's?
don't think anybody. I don't
No.
think it's
You don't think
anybody's
anyone has
to lose.
any edge right now?
I honestly don't. I think maybe the Yankees would want Montgomery to step up and take it.
Yeah, but I think going into spring training, you gotta tell one of them, whether it be Garcia, Monty,
You heard names like Mike King could be
Yeah.
an option, but
King, J-Lo. You got to have one of them. You got to sit them down. You got to say, look, dude, between us, this is your job to lose. You have to have that.
since you can't say gun anymore, water pistol to the head. What are the Yankees going to do? I think they're going to go opener. I really think that's what they're going to do.
I think it's safe for them. I think they're comfortable with it, and I think it worked.
I think they just have such a, for lack of a better term, I think they just have such a hard on for the opener that they think it works for them.
They have a booner for the opener.
They had tremendous success with it, and I don't think they feel it's going to be a long-term thing for them. And then maybe if Montgomery isn't ready, they can maybe go 3 or 4 starts opener, and then Monty will be ready.
Okay.
Or,
Yeah.
Can I say something, though, to your point? If you like Jonathan Loizaga in the bullpen that much, doesn't it make sense to go opener then? Like, if you're going to take Green, if you're going to add a power arm like Loizaga, wouldn't that mean you were replacing a guy like Green, who that now you're going to use as an opener? I mean, wouldn't that make the most sense?
to use Green as the opener?
Where is Jonathan Loizaga going to be placed if you're bringing up Monty as your starter, and then you have Green and J-Lo in the bullpen?
Jonathan Loizaga.
In the bullpen? With Green, it just doesn't make sense. You're just like wasting a guy.
You're not wasting a guy. You're keeping guys fresh. You don't have
Right.
to use. You can use 3 different guys every night.
Okay,
You can-
fine. But do you
It's
understand
like guys
my
aren't
point?
pitching back-to-back days.
Do you understand my point? That
I
it just seems
understand
a
that
little
your
more
point is-
efficient. If you're going to use an opener like you're saying you think they're going to, then I see Loizaga being a bullpen guy right off the bat.
But the point is to keep the guys in the bullpen fresh. This way,
Especially-
you don't have to use them 2
Well,
days
you're
in
not
a
going
row.
to keep them too fresh if you're going to have an opener. We saw how much that weighed on some guys.
Okay, so then you have back end guys.
So then,
You
Chris,
can
the
find.
answer for that would be Jordan Montgomery, a guy that could give you reliable innings and eat innings, and not have to do that opener thing and then have to go to the bullpen. I like the opener, but I don't know if this team has the depth for it. And I think Loizaga.
I think they do. I think finding
they do
a guy.
because the Rays can do it. They do, but do they have to?
I think finding a guy like Nestor Cortez, if they need, it'll be easy for them. You know,
Why am I so tired?
because you have a
Yeah,
concussion.
don't go to
Don't
sleep
fall
for a
asleep.
while.
All right, so we posed this question to the fans on Twitter at NYY Sports Talk. 2-part question: did James Paxton's injury affect your excitement for the upcoming season? I say no. Chris, I don't know if you can put a cognitive thought together and stack guy Rye.
Nah, that's
No,
okay.
it doesn't
And I think
affect it.
you want Loizaga, I want Monty, and who do you want as the 5th starter?
I would say Montgomery, but I also I'll put a lot of credence on spring training, on who does the best in spring training and earns that.
Yeah, I
but
understand
right
that,
now
but
I'd say Montgomery. Sure.
I think I want Montgomery. I think I think they're going to end up going opener. But we wanted to see what the fans had to say. So we'll read a couple of. That's cute. I'm not going to read that one.
No, definitely don't.
We'll read a couple of the best ones on here. Let's find a good one here.
Right. See that question?
Sean Moen says, next man up. We survived Sevy last season, David Cohn's aneurysm in 96, Chim-Ming Wong in 2009. Hap is the right candidate at the moment. Worry about innings pitched with Monty and the other young starting pitchers. And I
agree with that.
But here's the thing. You can't say Hap as your fifth starter because now he's moved into the fourth starter
and
spot.
that was the one thing with that response, which I get where he's coming from, and I agree with it. But we said, I mean, Hap is not the guy. Hap is now moved up,
and
so
that's the one thing we didn't want to see happen.
Right, Hap.
I love this this handle, and this might be what you're going to be stuck eating after your jaw's been rocked over there. At Cream Corn Butter says, a little bit. Pax had such a strong second half and a great playoff run, but I'd love to see Monty take the spot. He had a great rookie year and got hurt. Seems like a lot of people forgot about him. He reminds me of Andy Pettitte. He just doesn't throw as hard. That's high praise. If he turns out to be half the pitcher Andy Pettitte was, and the Yankees will be ecstatic about that.
Cream Corn Butter makes a good point, and I didn't think of it like this. And this is, if you want to talk about excitement being hindered, it's in this, that after what Paxton did at the end of the year through the playoffs in Game 5, I was excited to see what kind of a season he was going to put together. Like a full year. If he had to miss a start or two, fine. But I wanted to see what Paxton was made of this year. I wanted him to compete with Garrett Cole. I'm not saying he's even a quarter of the pitcher that he could be, that Garrett Cole could be for this team. I don't know. But I want to know.
Who?
I'm not saying Paxton would be as successful as Garrett Cole.
You said he can't be a quarter of Garrett Cole?
No, I'm not saying I know any of that. Garrett Cole could dominate him. He's a much better pitcher.
Yeah, but if he's only a quarter of Garrett Cole?
You know what I'm trying to say.
No, I think you should put your percentages a little higher.
I'm not
maybe
saying
75% or 80%.
3/4, the pitcher. But I wanted to see it. I wanted to see that competition. I wanted to see what James Paxton was made of from beginning to end. So that is a great point, that you were excited to see what this guy was going to do, kind of really finding himself last year.
Yeah, he was the best pitcher, one of the best pitchers in baseball for that second half.
He was.
September was ridiculous.
You know who else was?
Who?
Garrett Cole.
Let's read a couple more comments here. At the Addisfaction says, it's a little deflating, but it has the possibility of letting a young pitcher get a chance to shine, and he feels like the spot is for Jordan Montgomery to lose. He's a big lefty who busted his tail to get back. Hopefully he can be consistent and stay healthy as the number 5.
Can you just read the last one?
From Gregory?
Yeah.
No, because it's ignorant.
What did he say?
Kluber.
Kluber?
I'm sorry, but it appears that I don't know, is this a Russian bot here? Because it says at Blue Russian 35. James Paxton should be back in May, probably a little bit later than that, but we won't hold their breath. Yanks have plenty of pitching depth. Montgomery was pretty good for the Yankees before getting hurt. The rotation wasn't going to stay healthy from start to finish. Guys can step up, and I'm confident they can.
The fact that so many Yankee fans just think it's going to be Montgomery makes me feel like it's not. I feel like whatever we feel is going to happen, the Yankees do the opposite. But I don't know. It's just more frustration for me than anything else. That's really what it comes
down to. At Chris Jr. NYYST says, no, the concussion stat guy Rye gave me is what's hampering my excitement. All right, let's move on here.
Can I say one thing, actually?
What?
I think at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself this question. It's the infamous question that Christian will ask. Is James Paxton's injury right now, as it stands right now, going to prevent the Yankees from making the postseason?
No.
So at the end of the day, it should not hinder anyone's excitement. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't. We'll be fine. And you hope he comes back strong. And everyone's silver lining to the whole thing is, hey, less mileage on the arm come October.
What I do think this did to James Paxton is it probably means he's pitching somewhere else next season.
Hey, they win a World Series. Do you really care?
No. All right, speaking of winning World Series, in 2018, the Red Sox beat the Los Angeles Dodgers, and those two teams supposedly made a trade, but it's not done yet.
Oh, man.
Mookie Betts and David Price were supposedly on their way to the L.A. Dodgers, and the big piece going back to the Red Sox was Alex Verdugo, who
Is
was
he the starting pitcher?
No, and some guy from the Minnesota Twins whose name sounds like a pharmaceutical drug.
Brewster Graterol.
Yeah, my grandfather took Graterol for his heart. But now that we're sitting here on Sunday, this was what, Wednesday night? Tuesday, Wednesday that this...
Yeah, around then. I mean, this is updated from yesterday.
Yeah,
Or from today,
we tweeted. Let's see. I have a date on here because I actually tweeted about
it. It was Tuesday night. The deal was reported Tuesday night.
Deal Tuesday night. Ryan, why don't you read the particulars there because your mic's in the way.
So what the deal was?
Yes,
the Dodgers
please.
were going to receive Mookie Betts, David Price, and cash from Boston. Red Sox receive Alex Verdugo from the Dodgers, Brewster Graterol from Minnesota, and the Twins would receive Kenta Maeda from the Dodgers.
Quinta Mayor.
But now where are we at? Is Maeda not being dealt anymore, and neither is Graterol.
Well, apparently, I think one of the hangups is that the Red Sox are stupid and they didn't know that this guy is really a reliever.
Yeah, which people are speculating that has to just be
A smoke screen.
Yeah, because you.
Well, a
how
lot
do
of
you
it,
not know
it's
that?
the health. No, didn't one of them fail their physical?
And this is also holding up
I don't
a
know.
second trade because the Dodgers were going to turn around and trade Jock Peterson to the Angels because they got Mookie Betts, but now that's on hold because if they don't get Mookie Betts, they don't want to trade Jock Peterson.
Yeah, Minnesota's withdrawal doesn't just threaten the Betts deal, but it cast out between the Dodgers and the Angels. That would include Peterson and Ross Stripling. That's
So
right? Stripling?
So is this really just not going to happen?
I mean, at this point, it has to, doesn't it? You have to find a way to get it done.
And don't you feel a little underwhelmed that Mookie Betts, not only the best player on the Red Sox, but one of the best players in all of baseball, is being traded for guys that you don't even really know of?
Yeah,
That apparently the organization didn't even know what
It's a dump.
fucking position he played?
Well, apparently, when the deal was reported on, the Red Sox front office did not like the social media reaction to their return, and now they're holding out for more.
Really embarrassing. And if I'm a player, this solidifies. Unless I'm a huge Boston Red Sox fan, I'm not outwardly seeking them. Unless they're truly paying me much more than everybody else, I'm not going to the Red Sox.
It is Graterol's medicals also that is holding this up. It's apparently like he's being blamed as the reason that his medicals aren't what they thought they were, and he apparently isn't playing the position they thought.
Got it. How about the Mets organization?
Well, we're not done talking about this yet.
Okay, you tell me when, and then I'll segue.
So, I mean,
Yeah, as of Saturday night, it appears that Minnesota is not a part of the Betts deal anymore.
if you're the Red Sox, I mean, you have to trade Mookie Betts. At
You
this
have
point.
to now.
You have to.
You trade in all intents and purposes. You
I'm
traded this
just
guy.
kidding.
You traded this guy, and now you're just like, what are you going to do? Say, nah, you got to play.
We're not talking about a bench player here, folks.
This is
Right.
one of the top 5-10 players in all of Major League Baseball.
Absolutely.
And if you look at what some of these top tier players have gotten traded for, I mean, are you really surprised that Mookie Betts didn't fetch a gigantic return?
Yes.
I'm not. Look at what Giancarlo Stanton got traded for.
Yeah, but that's different, bro.
It's not different.
It is different. They were looking to fully rebuild them. The Red Sox don't have to do that.
They do have to do that.
They have enough young, truly talented Major League Baseball players to still build around Mookie
dude.
Betts.
They have to get under this luxury tax.
No,
This is
that's
why
bullshit.
they did this.
It's bullshit.
Oh, it's not. Oh, geez. Can you read one article, please? Like, that's all I'm asking
I
you.
understand that that's what is being said. What I'm saying is the theory behind it is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit.
So they want to get under the luxury
Could
tax.
you fucking imagine? Just imagine that Derek Jeter was keeping the Yankees from the fucking luxury tax in his prime, and they fucking traded him. Just imagine it.
Well, we're not talking about
Imagine
what
it,
the
though.
Yankees would have done. We're talking about what the Red Sox are doing.
But that's my point.
They shed probably about
don't just
$60 million in payroll
You
here.
don't just trade your best fucking player, one of the best players in baseball, for some fucking guy you don't even know.
Because you don't know him doesn't mean the rest of Major League Baseball doesn't know who he is.
You're being way too fucking logical about this. Like, you're being way too fucking level-headed. You got to put yourself, if you want to truly analyze this,
In 2
you got to
years-
put yourself in the Red Sox shoes here.
Yeah, and I understand why
In
they...
a Red Sox fan's shoes.
Fuck them. I don't want to put myself in their shoes.
That's bullshit. You're fucking telling me you're going to trade Mookie Betts for some fucking guy who sounds like a fucking generic version of Adderall?
No, dumbass. They traded him for Alex Verdugo.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, now Chris is a Red Sox fan.
No, I'm just saying.
You hit him so hard that you turned him into a Red Sox fan.
It just
Good
pisses
job,
me
Ryan.
off,
Hit him
bro.
again.
Good job, Ryan.
It just pisses me off. It pisses me off.
What pisses you off?
'Cause-
That they traded Mookie Betts? Who cares?
Because I'm a baseball fan, too.
No, I mean I
don't give a shit.
I agree with Chris here. You don't trade away your superstar like that.
No, they should.
I know that they
should have
had-
never traded Mookie Betts. They should have put them in a better position
Yeah.
to
That was
make
my
other
first point.
moves to instead of trading Mookie Betts. But you know what? They sold their souls to win the World Series in 2018,
Yes.
and this is the price they have to pay for it.
And they fired the guy who did it for them.
So guess what?
They hired the guy to do a job. He did the job perfectly, and then they fired him for it.
So they wanted the World Series in 2018. They sold their soul to do it. Correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
This is the price they're paying.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Do I feel bad
There's
for them?
consequences
Do
for
I
those.
feel bad for them in any slight way?
No.
Zero. Do I
No,
feel
it's-
bad for them?
No, definitely not.
Because they fucked up their payroll, and this is what they have to do to get it under control now.
Okay,
Did
so
you
let me ask
ever
you
think
this.
you'd live in a world where the Red Sox would have to trade Mookie Betts because they couldn't afford to keep him? Did you ever think you'd live in a world like that?
No.
But here we are.
Let me ask you this.
And if if the Yankees win the World Series this year, and then in 2 years we have to trade Aaron Judge because we can't afford him, are you going to be upset over it?
Yeah.
No, you want to know why you're not? Because you won the World Series.
Okay, so let
because
me
you
ask
won
you
the World
this.
Series to do it.
Let me ask you this.
You're going to be pissed off
I
that
want
you
you to
traded your
different though.
I want you to
because
really
Judge will
think
be
about
older
this.
for his free agency. So
This is also
I want you
true.
guys to really think about this. First part of the question, just a simple yes or no. The Red Sox organization right
And I'm
now.
just going to say this. We're going to run a little extra long today because we have a lot of stuff to get to. So we have hit the hour mark right now. And we just everybody stay tuned and stay with the show, please, or come back to it later on if you don't have the full amount to listen to, because we're still going to get to the Mets ownership situation and the satanic worship of the Houston Astros, which we have to talk about today as well. So
ownerships. First part of the question, just a quick yes or no. Red Sox organization is in fucking shambles right now.
they're what?
They're just in shambles.
Who is?
The Red Sox organization.
Yeah, I would say to a degree they are, but that's
Okay.
why they brought in
Okay.
Hein Bloom to try to.
Okay, but just a yes or no, yes, right? You would say yes for
If I
right
had to
now.
say yes or no,
in this moment in time.
I would say yes.
Is it worth the World Series? Would you trade
Yes.
a organization in shambles? Would you take that right now for the Yankees to be in this spot? But we got a World Series a couple years ago. Would you take it?
If we won in 2018 and 2020, we're
Yes.
the Red Sox
Just
now.
fucking trying to trade Aaron Judge, but we couldn't.
Would the
Everything.
alternative been that we didn't win the World Series in 2018?
Or the alternative is we're in the position we're in now to really go for it. Got Garrett Cole, got the fucking white whale, whatever you called him.
Well, this is why.
But our fate is still up in the air. We
But
don't
this
know.
is why Brian Cashman has done what he's done in the last few years to set the Yankees up for sustained success for 4 or 5 years, and not just blow his load for one season. But if that was the plan, to shoot it all for 1 year and you came away with the championship in that one season, and then a year later, 2 years later, you're fucked. No, I mean, yeah, we won the title.
So
I
you
don't
would
want
take it.
I would take it.
So you would take that one title rather than being set up the way we are now.
Yeah, I would.
I don't know if I would, man.
Because there's no guarantees in life. Guess what?
I understand
I'm
that a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
I got my title in 2018. There's no guarantees that the Yankees are going to win this year, next year, or the
understood, but
following
isn't
year.
it way more fun to just wait for it? To like look forward to it?
You could be waiting for a long time,
Maybe,
and I have my
maybe,
title.
Maybe, but we have titles already. Just
So
2009 still tap you on the shoulder and go, hey, buddy, does it make you feel better?
I'll put it to you like this.
No.
Has the New York Giants organization been a fucking mess since they won the
Yes.
title in 2011?
Yes. So does it make you feel better that there's a fucking pile of dog shit right now?
It doesn't, but the alternative, not winning and being in a good team,
My point is
that might be contenders, but there's no guarantee.
I'm going to say
I'm taking the title in 2011. I'm sorry, that's what I'm doing.
I'm going to say something. It's not the popular opinion, but really deep down, it's how we all feel.
Give me what's guaranteed.
Here's what we all feel. As much as in the moment we want to win a World Series, we want to win a championship, we want to win the Super Bowl. The main attraction to rooting for your team is hope. Every single year. So it doesn't matter what you've won 2 years ago anymore.
They sold the fucking Cubs fans hope on for 100 years.
Let me just get this out, and I want you to really think about it. What are you excited for in 2020? Hope. You have hope that this team is going to be the best fucking team in baseball. If you won it 2 years ago and you're in shambles now, you're not looking forward to 2020. So who cares? Who cares about that title? Yeah, it's great in the moment. But right now, I'm excited for this franchise. I'm excited to see what happens over the next few years. Even if they don't win a World Series and we have to still listen to how shitty the Yankees have been, each and every year, I'm going to have hope that they can. That's what we go into each season for.
Dave Dombrowski was hired to do a job. He did it. So mission complete.
Yes.
Okay. So if Brian Cashman, when he took real control of his team in 2016, let's say he was hired to do a job, he doesn't do it, then what? Now you have nothing. At least the Red Sox have their title for what they set out to do.
You're looking at it in a different light if you would listen to me.
I understand what you're saying.
But what I'm asking you as a fan, not as Brian Cashman, not as the Yankee organization.
I'm looking at it as a...
I know how you're looking at it.
As a fan.
No, you're not.
I'm looking at it as a fan that said, hey, you know what? This organization hired Dave Dombrowski to do a job. He did it. We got to pay the price now. And now the Yankees hired Brian Cashman to do a job. He didn't do the job. And I had hope for 10 years. Didn't get shit out of all that hope. At least I'm a Red Sox fan. I got a title out of it. And I had to suffer for a couple years because they went all in for one season and it worked.
Plus, we don't know. We don't know how they're going to be this year. On paper, it looks bad. They didn't improve. If anything, they've definitely gotten worse with Betts being gone. So I mean, it's another thing. We don't have guarantees on winning World Series.
So you win in 2018. You have to take a step back in 2020. You hope, if you're a Red Sox fan, that Chaim Bloom, who you can't say he hasn't done a fantastic job with doing. With acquiring talent with no money down in Tampa. Now he's going to have some money behind him once they reset their luxury tax.
So you'd rather...
So you'd have to look at it like that.
You'd rather want to jump off a bridge going into 2020 because you got your cozy-wozy fucking World Series 2 years ago than to have hope every year.
What does hope give me? It doesn't give me a World Series.
It gives you something to root for, bro. That's what we watch every game for.
It doesn't give me a World Series, though.
But it might.
That's
the whole point.
It might.
You don't want to also go into a season guaranteed of anything.
It might give me a World Series.
Point.
That's why there's no guarantees that what Brian Cashman has done for the last 4 years is going to give the Yankees a World Series. But we know what Dave Dombrowski did for the Red Sox, guaranteed them that they got that World Series out of it.
And what is it doing for them now?
It does that. Okay, it doesn't do anything for them in 2020, but they set out for their mission. They accomplished it. I don't want hope. I want a title. So if you're going to tell me that Brian Cashman's way is better because we won the World Series in 2020 and we're still set up to win in 21 and 22 and 23, then yeah, the way the Red Sox did it is fucked up and stupid. But right now, their way is better than the Yankees because they set out to do something and they did it while the Yankees haven't done it yet.
I'm not saying that the Red Sox aren't.
As a fan, that's all I'm looking for. I'm looking for the end result. The Red Sox won. They put their plan together. They did it. They won.
And just for all the listeners.
Now they're screwed. Just
for all the listeners.
But you know what? They put their plan together and they won. The Yankees put their plan together and they haven't done shit with it yet.
For all the listeners out there who think I'm saying I'd rather be the Yankees right now than the Red Sox, I'm not saying that. I agree with you but you don't take my question for what it is. You take it in reality.
So you're saying more. You're not saying would you rather be a Red Sox or the Yankees. You're saying would you rather be a Red Sox fan or a Yankee fan?
No. What I'm trying to say is, yes, it doesn't matter what's happening in the Red Sox organization because as an organization, they won their World Series. The Yankees haven't won one in 10 years. They've won how many in that time? They've been way more successful. I'm not saying that. I would rather take those titles. I get it. I'm talking about in this moment, right now. Is that title in 18 worth the misery that is facing you? that you're giving up a guy who you've fallen in love with.
Give me the title this year, and then put the Yankees in the same situation in 2 years, and I'll answer your question.
Okay. I'm just saying that going into the season, because that's in the past now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Sports are at their best in the
moment.
I understand that,
So
and I
put it in
completely
the
agree
past.
with that. But
I'm looking forward now. In this moment, would you rather sit here and say, yeah, I won a World Series 2 years ago, or would you rather say, I can't wait to have a good opportunity to win it this year? Because 2 years ago is done. It's in the past. As a fan, you're looking forward to the next year. I'd rather be optimistic right now. Yeah, we didn't win it 2 years ago, but as a fan in the moment, I'd rather be optimistic going into 2020 than fucking miserable. Because it's a long year without having a
there's
team
a price
to
to
look
pay
forward
for
to.
everything, and if the Yankees win the World Series in the next 2 years, and it costs them Aaron Judge in 2023, it's a price to pay. It's a price to pay.
Okay, not my point.
It is the point though, because you're asking
in
me.
the moment, would you rather be optimistic or miserable?
Obviously, you'd rather be optimistic than miserable, but at what's the price of the misery? You won already.
Okay, but
you
what
won
is
already.
that win doing for you now?
It doesn't matter.
Do you walk around and go, yeah, but we won 2 years ago? Are you one of those Yankee fans? 27 rings, bro.
You're missing what my point is.
No, I get your point. Now it's like I'm fighting with my wife. I get your point, babe.
And I
now
get
can
your
you listen
point.
to my point?
I also understand your point.
Here we go,
so
folks.
understand my point.
Give me the fucking, where's the boxing?
The
glove?
Yankees had to
Bye, yeah.
reset the luxury tax without winning anything. The Red Sox will reset the tax after winning. So put me in a situation where I've already won.
Oh my God.
Right? Yes or no?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I agree.
Can we agree though that what the Red Sox are doing and how they're handling it is a joke?
I would honestly hope that even if the Yankees they win a couple World Series, that they don't fuck themselves to the point where they have to start selling off their best players to get back under their tax. Because I still think that when they did this in 2016, you say it hurts. It didn't. It wasn't a good optic. But trading Andrew Miller and Carlos Beltran and Aroldis Chapman is not the same thing as it potentially having to trade Gary Sanchez and Aaron Judge.
I agree.
I can't use the whole luxury tax as an excuse to trade away Mookie Betts. There were other ways for them to get around that luxury tax. That's not a guy you trade away like this. You trade him for a number one prospect, something like that. You don't trade him for a salary dump, where the only reason why they were even doing it was to get rid of half of David Price's contract. It wasn't even about Betts, because Betts isn't making that much right now.
He's making about $30 million this year.
Oh, yeah, he had that arbitration settlement.
Yeah.
All right, but
it wasn't
for 1
just
year,
about that.
It was more about getting rid of David Price. How many of these guys are they still paying? I mean, you had the
Chris Sale's making money.
Chris,
JD
they have the
Martinez
second
is
highest
making money.
payroll. So, yeah, would they get hit with the luxury tax? Sure, but can you afford to get hit with a luxury tax in baseball, or is that it? Because from what I remembered, there's no salary cap in baseball.
It's about where it goes.
But it's
right.
also
I understand that.
It's also about they're also in a position where they want to get younger, they want to rebuild, and they don't want their draft status hurt. And this is part of the reason why Cashman was trying to get under. They don't want their draft status
but then
hurt.
don't fucking sign Nathan Eovaldi to an $85 million
well, there
contract.
you go. That
Don't
was
do all these.
yeah, okay. That's a different.
I mean,
set
talk about living in the moment. They had no regard for their future, which I get it. They were winning, but they weren't winning when they signed Nathan Eovaldi to that major contract.
Well, yeah, they did. They came off
It was after.
He signed that contract after they won a World
true.
Series.
because of what he did for them in the World
Right.
Series.
All right. So what did
true,
Mookie
though.
Betts do for them? And
I
how do
understand.
they
It's true.
treat
Why-
him? So
why
they're
sign
giving preferential
Eovaldi?
treatment to Nathan Eovaldi, but they're not giving it to an MVP Mookie Betts.
Why sign Eovaldi
I
at that
agree
point?
with you. He deserved that contract for sure.
If you see your team falling the fuck apart where you need to trade Mookie Betts in a couple years, why are you signing Nathan Eovaldi after you've won the World Series?
Yeah. Really? Like what were they thinking then?
It's just idiotic.
And it's maybe part of the reason why Dave Dombrowski got fired.
But hey, I'm not judging them. They've won the World Series. It's completely not my point. My point is, as a fan, that championship 2 years ago means nothing to me anymore. I'd rather be optimistic that my team could definitely win it next year and be happy with where we stand.
Yeah, you'd rather be
looking
optimistic,
forward.
but you'd rather
Now,
not
in the
be
moment,
sold hope every year and not have anything. Whereas
Yes.
along the way, you've picked up a few titles along the way.
I agree.
Give me 4 and 15 years and fucking do whatever you got to do after
big
that.
Picture,
And then,
big picture, I'd rather be a Red Sox fan.
Okay, so you know what, Yankees, in 2035, if you win 4 World Series in the next 15 years, you can do whatever the hell you want in 2036. Okay,
In the big picture, absolutely.
have an $8 million payroll. I don't give a shit. Give me 4 World Series.
Can we talk about the
years.
Mets? I'm so excited for that.
All right, we are running long here, so
Yeah,
let's do this. Let's do this as quick as possible. Speaking of ownership groups being in shambles, the
Mets can't even sell their fucking team
The Mets,
properly.
man. Only the Mets.
that now the news this week is that Steve Cohen in the proposed sale to the Mets is dead. He was paying $2.6 billion for 80% of the team, and apparently that wasn't good enough for the Mets. So
No. Apparently Steve Cohen said the Mets altered the agreement
and apparently
it blindsided him.
apparently he wasn't in the original agreement. He wasn't even getting SNY as part of the deal. That's how much of a sweetheart deal the Mets had, and they still turned their nose at it because somehow they wanted to still be in power but not pay for anything. So explain that one to me.
I seriously.
That's like
Wait,
saying
here, I'll read this here. The new reporting is that Cohen didn't understand that MLB teams had only one control person. He believed that being the majority owner would allow him to have a say in how his money was spent. That's not how MLB rules work. Each team has just one control person who is expected to make any and all baseball decisions. Once Cohen learned of this, he attempted to change his terms of the deal. He didn't want the Wilpons spending his money without his approval. Wild.
So pretty much he would have majority ownership, but since the Wilpons were going to still be the ones who showed up to the winter meetings and all that stuff as face of the team, because you have to have a face, just like Jeter's the face of the Marlins, even though he's only part owner with 1 million other people. In baseball, you have to have that, and the Wilpons were still going to be that face of the team. Therefore, in the way it's written, they could have been like, yeah, we'll do another Bobby Bonilla contract with Steve Cohen's money, and he has no say.
Cohen proposed a new deal that would have given him increased power during the transition period of, I guess, weaning the Wilpons away. Not only did the Wilpons reject that proposal, they asked Cohen to give Jeff Wilpon annual raises during the 5-year transition.
Wait, read the first part again. Not about
The control part?
Yeah, isn't that how all major league teams operate? That you need approval from the owner before you spend his money?
No. Because you still have a
didn't
part
realize
owner,
that.
you have to deem one face of the team that in legality, they make the decisions. Whether they're part owner, whether they're majority owner, if you have some owner, any bit of ownership, if you are dubbed the head of that franchise, you make the decisions. Steve Cohen did not want to be the face of the team just yet. He wanted the Wilpons to keep that for the next 5 years.
No, the Wilpons wanted to keep that for the next
whatever.
5 years.
You know what I mean. No, and also Steve Cohen. It was said that he didn't want to just come out and be part of that yet.
He was under the intention that once he had that 80% control after these 5 years, that he would be in control.
He could be in the dark, in the darkness, in the shadows, but still be making the final decisions. That ain't how it works.
Which he could be.
Yeah, then he proposed that internal part of the contract. He wanted to have it amended, and they said no.
First of all, that was reported by Andy Martino, who has his head so far up the Mets' ass.
He does, but you know what? He's accurate.
No, you should see some of the shit that he's tweeted in the past couple of days.
He's pretty accurate with his stories.
He's pretty much a fucking moron, and I don't respect anything that he has to
he's
say.
an asshole. I really don't like him either, but he is very accurate.
So, because it would have been a good segue into the next topic, but we'll just wrap up on this. The Mets have to sell. The Wilpons have to sell this team.
They're still looking to sell.
I mean, is it sad? Isn't it sad? Like, don't you feel? I know Mets fans are assholes to us, but don't you kind of feel
bad
like
for them now,
dude? They finally it's something to be excited about.
This season put it over that.
You want to talk about hope? If you're a Mets fan, you had such optimism surrounding this team that this season that you were going to finally get an owner in here that was going to put the type of money that needs to be dedicated to running a New York City baseball team into it. Plus, you really on paper have a good team that you can rally around with some good young players, possibly the best pitcher in Major League Baseball as well. And now this happens.
Just crazy.
Crazy. Andy Martino said earlier today, he tweeted that the new Houston scandal was akin to what Carlos Delgado used to do when he used to chart.
I saw that.
When he used to chart his at bats in a notebook.
Wait, say that again?
Carlos Delgado.
Okay.
You remember him?
Yeah.
He used to chart his at bats in a notebook to pick up tendencies in pitchers.
Okay.
He would write like pitch 3 was a changeup, pitch 4. He would get their sequencing down.
And he likened it to what the Houston Astros did.
Carlos Delgado himself.
No, Andy Martino.
Okay, he's an asshole. He's an asshole. If that's a true belief, you're an asshole.
Because the rules are
someone
about
working
devices.
hard. Someone working hard to track
Delgado
his fucking
responded.
pitches.
He did. Yeah, he definitely responded.
How in the world do you go at bats to code? How do you go at bats to code breaking?
Here, this is a tweet from Andy Martino's Astros code breaking stuff. This is almost exactly what Delgado used to do with his notebook, just in an Excel form. Delgado used to pen and record pitch sequences, signs, and other info. Of course, and then this is when he tries to be fucking cute when he says, of course he didn't write dark arts on it like he was taking a class at Hogwarts.
Hey, Andy. Codes being broken are encrypted. You need to break the code. Having a fucking camera tell you what signs or what pitches are coming, that's not breaking any fucking codes.
And this is Carlos
you
Delgado.
Dumb fucking idiot.
This is Carlos Delgado's response. How in the world do you go from keeping track of personal at bats to code breaking with the thinking emoji? Seriously, what one thing has to do with the other? Hashtag reaching.
Yeah, seriously, Carlos, I actually like you. I like you now.
You seriously, real quickly, because we want to get this in here. There's just so many fucking layers to this Houston Astros scandal now that we didn't even realize. Now, apparently they had they created an algorithm to crack codes while they were on the road.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Called the dark arts, which immediately led me to think that they were worshiping Satan on the road, but apparently it's a Harry Potter thing. So okay, nerds. But I mean,
dude, if this comes out, if they were cheating on the road, I mean, do you guys have any sort of has your opinion changed on them being stripped of that title?
No, I mean it doesn't, but it just there needed to. I mean, these guys lost their jobs, right? I mean, they granted the players immunity to get the information. I still don't want to see them lose the title because I just think it's stupid that you're going to go through the history books and then 2017 will be blank.
No, put an asterisk on it.
That's fine.
Then
but
you
you're
gotta
not
do
still.
something.
That's what I want.
But how about that? The person who introduced them to that code breaker algorithm was an intern at the time, and now he has some like great front office job for them.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
I don't see his name on
In
here though.
50 years from now,
Here, let's just read that. From where it says throughout the 2017 season on that second paragraph. Just read that from
Throughout the 2017 season and for part of 2018, Astros baseball operations employees and video room staffers used Codebreaker to illegally steal signs, which were then relayed to batters in real time. Another Astro employee referred to the system as the dark arts.
This is from a story in the Wall Street Journal.
let me ask you a question. Barry Bonds gets in the Hall of Fame, right?
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Should be. Let's just say their agreement to it all.
And I'll say this as an aside. My stance has changed on Pete Rose with all this shit. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
It would be interesting to see what they do with that.
They should.
All right.
He can never work for a Major League Baseball team again, but he should be allowed to be voted on and let the writers decide what they want to do about it.
All right, hear me out. Okay?
Look, wait, hold on. Sorry, Chris. So this was the guy that introduced Codebreaker, Derek Vijoa, and now he is the director of team operations at Houston, for the Houston Astros. So he was an intern at the time when they started doing this code breaking, and now he is the director of team operations for the Houston Astros. That's a little weird, right? That this guy still has a job there. Not only that, but he has
Got a massive promotion.
one of the biggest positions to have in a front office.
Yeah.
You're directing team operations.
50 years from now, my grandkids are walking through the Hall of Fame. Let's just say Barry Bonds gets in, which he should. And their agreement is that they were going to put an asterisk next to his plaque, his name. And my grandkids are walking through the Hall of Fame and they see that. What's their question going to be?
Why is the asterisk there?
What are you going to tell them?
Because he did steroids.
What are steroids?
You don't think your grandkids are going to know what
He was
steroids
taking
are?
performance-enhancing
Maybe they're
drugs that weren't allowed.
So that means that how young do you think they are?
It's gonna pose-
in
He
50
was
years.
so good.
That means that your kids are at least in their 50s or 60s.
It's going to pose the question.
So that
right?
means what? Your
Let me ask you a
grandkids are going
question.
to be in their 20s.
Let me ask you a fucking
They don't know what steroids
Hold
are.
on, let me ask you a
They
question.
would. They
If
would
I-
be your grandkids if they didn't know something like that in their 20s.
Right. What are
Yeah.
greenies?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's a
there you
drug.
go.
It's a drug.
There you go, pal.
It's methamphetamine.
Right. Greenies are what guys used
The
to
more
take.
you know.
That used to be the performance enhancing drug,
But
right?
that was a slang term.
Hold on.
Are steroids not going to be a slang term anymore?
So let's
Roids.
just say it's a slang. My point is, it's going to pose questions, right? And it's going to let them make their own decision. If we strip the Astros of the title and it just doesn't exist, what does that do? If we put an asterisk next to it, people are going to start asking why that was there. And then they can form their own opinion on, is it fair that they made it? And most likely, that opinion is going to be no. It's not fair. So let them deal with that in history. Why strip that from them?
All right. I agree with that. What about, I feel like my solution's childish, but I think they should all have to give their rings back. No rings.
Yeah, but that's internal.
Yeah.
That's not MLB.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Internally, they spent money on those. So fuck it. Actually, buy more rings. Spend more money.
I think the more that this story comes out,
Maybe they should be stripped from their MLB bonus.
the
that
less
they
I
get.
agree with the punishment, because we keep seeing more and more support of what they were doing. And the greatest part is, have you noticed that they all have the same answers when they're asked, were you using buzzers? You see what they all say? The same thing. They didn't find anything in their investigation. They never say, no, we weren't using buzzers. 3 different people have been asked, Hinch, Bregman, and Altuve. And they all say they didn't find any evidence of that.
Go back.
They concluded their investigation.
That's a great point. Go back to
What are you doing?
You remember when Bregman and Altuve did those
Yeah,
initial
at Fan Fest.
right?
Yeah.
Altuve made a really firm statement that I was just like, it questioned it, and I'm not sure if it's the language barrier of how he was trying to really come across.
No, he knows how to speak English. He was basically, fuck you, we're going to the World Series this year.
No. It was when he said, I'm glad they investigated because they didn't find anything. Instead of saying, I'm glad they did the investigation because it proved that we weren't using buzzers.
Bro, they
He said,
investigated
"I'm glad
OJ and said that he didn't kill his wife.
Yeah,
right?
he said, I'm glad they investigated because they weren't able, that's what he said. They weren't able to find anything. Go back and listen. They weren't able to find anything. That's not what you say if you were doing, if you weren't doing it, you say, I'm glad they investigated because it proved our innocence of the buzzers. I'm glad they investigated because they weren't able to find anything.
And I was watching SportsCenter this morning, and they had a quote from Charlie Morton, and I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember exactly what he said, and I don't know if Ryan can find it, but he basically said that he knew what was going on in 2017. He's sorry about it, and he wished he would have done more to stop
He
it.
said, I regret not doing more to stop it.
But why didn't you, Charlie? Because your team was winning the World Series. That's why you didn't say anything.
And I wanted to get paid.
And you would be a free agent. You wanted to make your Skrilla, right? Is that a thing the kids say?
And Morton,
Skrilla.
we don't blame you, but just admit it.
You're not going to be a snitch on your own team.
No, just admit it.
He did. Charlie Morton did.
Morton said, I was aware of the banging. Being in the dugout, you could hear it. I don't know when it dawned on me, but you knew it was going on. Personally, I regret not doing more to stop it. I don't know what that would have entailed. I think the actions would have been somewhat extreme to stop it. That's a hypothetical. Hey, guys, stop banging the trash can. I'm telling on you.
Hey, guys, don't do that. I would rather lose the World Series. No, come on, bro. We all know. We all know why. But at least the guys that, like a guy like Charlie Morton is coming out and saying, yeah, we did it, and I'm sorry that we did it. But the thing that's pissing you off still about these current Astros is that they're still cocky about it. Like, yeah, we did it, fuck you.
Yeah,
and
like what
I want to give and I'm going to look this up, because I want to give the person the proper credit, because I think this is the best way that anybody has surmised the Houston Astros cheating scandal. And I want to give him the proper credit.
Who was it?
So I'm looking this up to make sure that he's the one that actually said it. You guys can talk while I look this up. And then this will be.
I'm just so sick of talking about it, to be honest. And
yeah,
I know
but
you
now
are
we have
too.
a new.
No, I know. I listen. It's not that we shouldn't be, because we have to. I'm just so sick of it. Like
I just wish
we
it
were
was
sick
more
of it weeks
transparent.
ago. they'll never be transparent because this
it
is
hurts
what was instilled.
their own integrity.
This
and
is
their
what
own
was instilled in them from the beginning.
Just hiding.
Was to just fucking be smug about it. I'm sorry.
That's
this
by far
here
the
it
worst
is.
part of it. Too.
This is
smug.
This is from Brendan Cuddy. He works for he's Yankees beat reporter for NJ.com. He tweeted this out the other day, and I really want to give him credit because I think this is absolutely fantastic in the best way that anybody has surmised this situation. And he tweeted this. He goes, "This whole Astros cheating thing has been a lot of really smart people playing dumb and hoping you're dumb enough to accept it."
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Bada bang.
And like I said, I think that's absolutely perfect. I don't think that anybody could put words better than the way he's
Say him again. Can you get him up again? I might want to get that tattooed.
Brandon Cutie.
Oh,
is that how you say it?
Cuddy.
Cuddy was the one?
Yeah, I got it right here. Again, I'll read it because Chris is still
He's
a little
got
concussed.
CTE, so.
This whole Astros cheating thing has been a lot of really smart people playing dumb and hoping you're dumb enough to accept it.
It's pretty much...
that's just how
pretty much everything in reality.
That's how Alex Bregman was acting. The commissioner did his report.
The commissioner came out with the report. MLB did their report. The Astros did what they did. They made their decision on what they're going to do, and I have no other thoughts on it.
And we're going to be back in the World Series.
Yeah, guarantee it.
And I tweeted.
Fuck you, Altuve.
I tweeted it earlier this week, and I'm going to stand by it. I really hope the Astros are good enough to make it to the ALCS this year because I want the Yankees to fucking stomp their brains in on the way to the World Series.
So what you did, you went back 3 episodes or 4 episodes ago, and you took what I said.
I don't care what you had to say.
And tweeted it. When I said it at the time, you were pretty much telling me I was an asshole.
Did you hear those old Bregman interviews?
Because I thought about it, and I was like, dude,
How great would it be, man? How great.
I thought about it, and I'm like, yeah, so they lose 100 games this year, but what does that do for them? Like, yeah, they lost 100 games, and then they're irrelevant, and then they're irrelevant.
I don't want them to be irrelevant.
I want them to be good, and everybody sit there and question them every day. Yep. Are you still doing something? Are you still doing something? And they're still doing something. And then on one of the biggest stages in Major League Baseball, get their fucking brains smashed in by the New York Yankees.
And let me tell you something.
And I believe it was, who did we interviewed Bob Clappish, right?
Yes.
I believe it was him because I recognized the voice. I didn't catch the name. I only called.
Today? Yeah, that was him.
That was him?
Yeah.
And he said the Yankees have been bugging Manfred for years to investigate this, and he wouldn't do anything about it until Mike Fiers blew the whistle on it.
Well, you know what? I'm not even going to blame Manfred because Selig did the same shit. They all did the same shit. It's all about just turning a blind eye until they can't anymore. And we had that whole talk already. Proactive versus reactive.
Yep.
Pop.
You all right?
Pop. I'm good, bro.
All right. Concussion City.
That was a good punch on the pod, huh? It was worth that.
I want to see the video because I missed it.
I would love to. I really.
You're not going to see it right here, though. I'm going to cut it.
No, yeah, no problem.
Because I made sure I was way up.
Wait, I want you guys to pay attention to how many times throughout the episode.
I paid attention while it was happening, Rye. I'm going, why? In my head, I'm going, why does he keep going to his right? What is he doing?
I kept going, and I unplugged my headphones so I could I made sure that I wouldn't get caught up on these wires here. And I laid him with a nice left hand jab to the head.
So episode 166, my glorious beard will be gone. Because
shit.
Yeah, my off-season beard will have to go. The Yankees are reporting for camp, so I got to join. I got to join the squad.
They would let me do a ponytail on the Yanks?
Absolutely not. Yeah. You know what, Ryan? In interest of fairness, since I'm shaving because spring training is reporting, you should get a haircut.
Shave the fucking head, bro.
I'll do it. I'll get a haircut, but it has to be on the pod.
On the pod. Let's get Lindsay here.
Yeah, I'm down. I really don't want
to do it. Come on, it'll be fun.
I almost didn't punch you just so I could have an excuse to get one.
But you were feeling the shame on the internet. People shamed you into it, calling you a bitch and a pussy.
No, I was 100% doing
those. Are not my words. I would never use those words.
Yes,
I just want everybody to know.
My only hiccup
those were people use those words in reference to Ryan.
I'm going to go through some more adjectives.
I just didn't want to hit him with a hard punch because it would just be us two right now if I went out and just used a regular glove or bare fist.
All right, I have life things to do. Can we wrap this up? You hit me. I'm concussed. Now I have to drive my kids. So.
All right. So I think we were gonna pose some questions for you guys on Twitter, some kind of look ahead type things as the season move forward for this episode. But I think
next episode
we'll do it for next episode. Because,
and hey, guys, come fucking hang out with us on July 11th. Seriously.
And as we're sitting here at almost an hour and 35 minutes, we want to thank everybody that stayed with this episode. Normally, the week before spring training, you don't have so much to talk about, but with Paxton's injury and the Red Sox and the Mets and the Astros, I mean, there was a lot of stories that went down this week. So, and this is something we're working on. We'll just put this out there. There will likely be more podcasts during this season than you guys are used to. Not full episodes per se, and maybe not all of us together, but we want to produce more content for our loyal listeners during the course of the season. And then maybe on Sundays after, like we traditionally do, you guys will get, the three amigos all together here. But that's something to look forward to, and, we'll work out the logistics of it because, this is going to be a big year for the Yankees. You want coverage. You want our opinions and our takes on it. A little more so mine and Ryan's than a guy that's got a fucking concussion. But nonetheless, that's something that we're looking into doing as the season moves along here. So, again, thank you for sticking with this podcast, this long-ass podcast. And hopefully, if you're listening, you guys and your strict listeners download on iTunes and whatever, how else people listen to pods. You check this one out on YouTube to see the punch on the pod.
You can see it.
And while you're there, even if you never plan on watching another episode on the tube, just click the subscribe button for us.
See.
Might as well if you're there.
So thank you for listening to episode 165 of the NYY Sports Talk podcast. Please follow us on Twitter at NYY Sports Talk. Go to the shop at NYYSportsTalk.com. Click shop. New merch there. We'll be working on some stuff as the season approaches for some other new designs. Chris, why don't you put out a code related to Punch on the Pod? Of like just like code punch or something. Work on that. Give the fans 30% off for sticking through this episode.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Oh, we'll figure it out. Stat Guy Rye.
Go Yanks.
Chris. Say goodbye.
Peace.